Biruin nyo, ang NEP, ang hinihingi lang ng NEP para sa MAIP is 24.2 billion. Ang inapprove ng Kongreso, 51.6. Tang-ina, 'di ba? Bakit? Yung mga ganitong klase ng amendments from the NEP, I don't think it should be acceptable. Pinopropose ng pinopropose ng executive, 24.2 billion lang. Tapos ang ibibigay nyo, 51.6. Paano ini-implement nung nag-request ng agency? Di ba? Paano nila i-implement yan? Hindi naman nila sinama sa program yan. Kanino mapupunta yung pera? Di malamang doon sa naglagay. Kong Pulong Duterte, of course, hindi rin siya pumirma, nag-no din siya, at ito ang kanyang sinabi. Okay? Okay? Sabi ni Kong Pulong, I voted no on the fiscal year 2026 General Appropriations Bill because I cannot, in good conscience, support the budget riddled with unanswered questions, uneven allocation, and questionable insertions. The mastermind behind the corruption of the 2025 budget has not even been jailed yet. Yet here we are again with a new budget in 2026 ready to be plundered. This is not reform. This is repetition. I really like the tone of Kong Pulong here. Hello, Pandalito. James the Fischer. Ayan. Good evening, Miss Joey. ICC na ICU na sila. Sana, alam mo, sa totoo lang. I really think na we should all call out the ICC and ask them who is financing them. Kasi iniipit na sila ng ginigipit na sila sa pera ng ng Amerika, 'di ba? Yung kanilang mga dollar account pinaggigipit na, things like that. And so I think kailangan tinatanong natin yung ICC, saan nagagaling pera ninyo? Sino mga nagfa-fund sa inyo ngayon? 'Di ba? Kasi I really believe na the Philippine government is funding them. I really believe the Philippine government is funding them. So, dapat talaga inaano yan. Dapat talaga inaano sila, yung kino-call out sila. Marami na ring mga bansa ang kumakala sa ICC at encourage natin, manawagan tayo dun sa, yung mga OFW natin abroad, kung kayo ay nandun sa bansa na miyembro ng ICC at kayo ay citizen na ng bansa na yan, manawagan kayo. Manawagan kayo sa government ninyo and ask them to withdraw their membership in the ICC. Because ICC is a political tool, it cannot overcome its image na siya ay nagagamit for political purposes. And at pag-thank you lang ako kay Amor Powers para sa aking napakagandang earring. At thank you rin ako kay Kifi Chu. Binigyan ako ni Kifi Chu ng earring, ang cute-cute. Ayan. Ang ganda-ganda. Ayan. V as in victory. Ayan. Ang cute-cute. Ayan. Hindi ko pa sinusuot. Siguro bukas ko isusuot to. Ayan. Okay. Well, we should all call out, mag-comment kayo sa mga pages ng ICC. Talagang, dapat mabuwag na yan eh. Raman Silbi. You cannot really expect them to dispose justice. Ay, PRRD pa lang bias na sila eh. Very, very evident ang kanilang bias eh. And even Attorney Kaufman, he can do very, very little. Very, very little. And kahit pa sabihin na natin na tama yung mga actions niya dyan sa ICC, lahat ginawa niya. If you are working within a corrupt system, you can only do so much. You can only do so much. Ayan. So, yun, yan lang masasabi ko dyan sa ICC. I am hoping that it's going to be dissolved one day. I hope we are all alive to witness it. And I hope we can perpetuate the injustice that they did to PRRD. Ayan. Okay. Hello, Patricia Castañeda. Marivic Nepomuceno. Hello, ma'am. Palagi na akong team replay laban mga Dutertista. Ayan. Kanina, nagpunta ako sa Savano. Na-meet ko si Kababayan PH, si Placido, si Matinik PH, si Ann Vlog, also known as PRRD Cares, movement, and who else? Si Kuya Park, ayan, siya si Kuya Park. And ang tawag dito, talagang nakita ko talaga yung kanilang dedikasyon, no, para sa Tay Kami Naman signature campaign. And I hope that you all follow them. I-follow nyo sila, i-support nyo yung mga platform nila kasi talaga itong mga taong to, grabe yung dedikasyon nila sa pag-ikot. And meron ako in-upload na video, no? Ina-upload pa lang. Ayan, ang tagal mag-upload eh. Ina-upload ko pa lang yung video kasi in-interview ko sila because I think that they really deserve the the recognition na tungkol doon sa deserve nila yung recognition dahil doon sa lahat ng effort na ginagawa nila. Nag-share sila ng mga stories, nag-share sila ng mga kung paano sila hinahabol ng mga gustong mag-sign, gustong makasama sa letter petition natin. Ayan. So, nakakatuwa na marami talaga tayong mga kababayan who are very, very willing to extend their love and support to PRRD because they believe that what was done to PRRD is really incorrect. It is injustice and that hindi dapat pinadala si PRRD sa The Hague. At ang ginawa ng gobyerno ni BBM kay PRRD ay isang malaking paglabag sa kanyang karapatang pangtao. Ayan. Okay? Ayan, okay. Nakaband yata dito sa Saudi ang TikTok live kaya di makasabay. Ayan, hello Suzette from Macau. Ayan, sino pa ba yung mga nandito? Dumadami na tayo. Ayan, sabi ni Lush Shoutang. Shout out, birthday ko January 1, please. Shout out sa'yo. Happy birthday. Ayan, huwag ka nang mag-alala. Ayan na, shout out na kita. Ang ganda mo, Miss Joey, kaya lalong nang gagalaiti ang mga bashers. Nag-lipstick lang ako, Tita Nessie. Maraming salamat. Ayan. Maraming salamat. Nagbe-breakout nga ako eh. Pag December talaga, nagbe-breakout ako. Hindi ko alam kung bakit. Lagi taon-taon, lagi akong pinipimple pag December na. I think it has something to do with the weather, yung maraming mga irritants. Kasi di ba pagka ganyan, yung maraming pollen. Malamig, mahangin. Ayan. Ay, kami naman, update po, kahit onting embot na lang. Well, we are continuously getting the signatures that were being shipped from different places. Nakukuha na namin siya at gugulatin namin kayo sa sa number of signatures na meron kami. Naghahanda kami para sa last push ng signature campaign sa January. At of course, gagawin namin ang lahat para makuha natin yung target natin na signature bago tayo lumapit sa Supreme Court at i-file ang ating letter petition. Ang layunin natin ay ipakita talaga sa Supreme Court na maraming mga Pilipino ang naniniwala na hindi talaga tama ang ginawa kay PRRD. And tayo ay magsusumamo sa Supreme Court na pakinggan ang ating mga argumento kung bakit dapat i-grant ang habeas corpus ni PRRD. We are really going to persuade them that what is done is not right, 'di ba? What is done is not right. And ang taong bayan, wala na tayong maasahan sa legislature. Wala na tayong maasahan sa executive. At ang Supreme Court na lang ang huli nating hantungan para magkaroon ng semblance of normalcy itong bansang to. And the more na hindi sila nagdidesisyon tungkol dito sa kalagayan ng pagkidnap kay PRRD, sa legal na estado ng kalagayan ni PRRD, we are all like headless chicken in this country. And marami ring mga issues of national interest ang hindi pa nadidesisyonan ng Supreme Court at tayo ay nag-aalala rin sa mga bagay na yan. So, ayan, ipakita natin na hindi na tayo natutuwa sa mga nangyayari. Nakakatakot ang kinabukasan ng Pilipinas. At sa Supreme Court tayo umaasa na kahit papaano, bibigyan nila tayo ng legal foundation kung papaano itama ang mga maling nangyayari dito sa bansang ito. Higit sa lahat, ang pagkidnap kay PRRD ng ilang mga personalidad sa executive department. Ayan, okay? Hello, GD Maging! Hello! Ayan. Tapos na po yung signature campaign kahapon sa Cebu Plaza Independencia headed by Gigi Dumaging. Ayan, okay. Miss G, gusto mo umakyat? Marcos resign, -3 rating, bagsak, piso puro, basak piso, puro salita, walang gawa, puro concert, hair follicle test, wala investor, wala natiwala tao, rating negative 3 na, marami resign sa ICC, ICI, dahil alam nila bangag. Ayan. Anyari kay Tio, baka broken hearted lang, wag niyo masyadong seryosohin. Ayan. Sabi ni Spanish Latte, Joey, start sana ako dito signature campaign sa Cambodia, kaso 2 pirma lang nakuha ko. Sabi ni Spanish Latte, well, you start with your friends and relatives. Start with your friends and relatives. Kung 2 pirma, 1 pirma, or whatever, okay lang yun. Kung yun ang nakuha ninyo, di yun ang kunin ninyo. Pwede nyo na ipadala sa amin yan kung wala na kayong makuhang iba. 1 pirma is an addition to the goal. Is 1-2 signatures less para 1 or 2 more signature closer to our goal. 'Di ba? So, basta may pumirma, go tayo diyan, walang problema, 'di ba? Continue ako by January magpunta sa mga palengke. Ayan. Yeah, we're going to give you the timeline in January 1. At pagkatapos po ay po namin kayo, i-update namin kayo sa ating one last push sa ating signature campaign para mas lalo nating ipakalat sa lahat ang layunin ng signature campaign at ang kasi kailangan rin information and awareness rin talaga eh. Kailangan talaga ma-inform rin yung mga kababayan natin that this is happening. In fact, kanina, sabing ganun nila kababayan PH. Alam mo, Miss Joey, yung ibang mga Pilipino na nakakausap natin, hindi sila aware na nakidnap si PRRD. Hindi sila aware na nasa ICC si PRRD. Diba? Ayun. So kailangan talaga maraming makaalam, maraming makausap natin yung mga kababayan natin, mga nasa malalayong lugar. Natuwa ako dun sa pinost mo na nakakamping pero nag-sign. Naalala ko sa Europe nung March, nakikijoin din sila sa rally after kidnapping si PRRD. Nakakataas ng hope. Sabi ni Maria Cristina Garcia. In fact, I am so glad na nakausap ko yung mga nasa ground talaga na si signature campaign. Kasi sabi ni kababayan PH, sabi, alam mo Miss Joey, may mga loyalista at saka yellow and pink na nagsasign sila sa signature campaign. Ayun. Tapos sabi ko ganun, nakausap niyo, sabi niya ganun. Oo, kasi naniniwala sila na si PRRD, kahit hindi nila gusto si PRRD, naniniwala sila na PRRD is still a Filipino. So therefore, dapat kung meron siyang kasalanan, dito siya sa Pilipinas dapat managot. Dapat hindi siya pinadala doon. Naniniwala rin sila na illegal yung ginawa kay PRRD. These are Pink's loyalist and hindi sila DDS. Hindi sila DDS. Sa totoo lang, yung mga ganong klaseng insidente, yun yung nakakataba rin talaga ng puso na tangina may pag-asa pa. Yung pwede naman kasi tayong iba-iba yung mga political beliefs natin, iba-iba yung mga political alignment natin. Pero pag mali, mali. Diba? Dapat hindi tayo nalilito dyan eh. Pag mali, mali. Hindi na yan dapat pinagtatalunan. Lalo na mga klarong injustices, no? Wala na dapat pagtatalo dyan. Miss Joey, kung tuwing December, may irritants ka sa mga DDH at kabilang parlor everyday, irritant ka nila. Di nila matanggap yung truth na ina-expose mo, sabi ni Benedicto Corpus. True. True. Ayan. Okay. As per Malu, Prof. Malu, may mag-file daw ng impeachment kay BBM sa 2026. Sana makalusot sa Kongreso. Let's see. Naiya daw si Gigi, ayan. Pag ready ka, mamaya. Miss ko na si The Free Thinker. Oo nga nabusy siya talaga eh. Nabusy siya sa work niya eh. Ayan. Pareho kami ni Tita Nick, yung pamilya namin pink na pink. Ako lang yung DDS in the midst of pink, sabi ni Fernando Guerrero. Talaga ba? Pero si Tita Nick, si Miss Nick, kinakausap niya na yung mga bagets-bagets sa family. Ganon. And sabi niya, madali lang naman rin sila i-convince kasi wala silang ma-i-present na facts eh. Ganon. So parang pagka-challenge mo rin yung belief nila and you really talk to them dun sa yung super level-headed na discussion and you ask them to really present their evidences. Their evidence, I mean. Hindi sila makakasagot. So probably hindi mo sila makukonvince now. Pero mag-iisip yan eh. Mag-iisip yan. Lalo na kung kunwari parang wala silang maribat sa'yo. Kailangan mo lang talagang pagtiyagaan. Sana sa HK makasign kami, sabi ni Patricia. Kaya, wala ka na ba sa Pilipinas? Meron kaming kasama sa parish dito last year, Bisaya, pero di nila kilala si PRRD. Talaga? Grabe ma'am, ang hirap magpapirma kasi sinasabay ng mga kaliwa na para daw yung pirma natin sa pag-impeach kay VP. Ayan. Well, ano no, you look at the page, you look at the signature sheet, okay? Kaya nga yung signature sheet natin sanctioned yan eh. Kaya nga yung signature sheet natin na gagamitin ninyo ay dapat ito yung itsura, wala nang iba. Kailangan ito yung itsura niya, okay? Meron ganito yung itsura niya. So, meron tayong privacy notice disclosure dito, meron tayong purpose nito, at meron tayong logo dito ng Tay Kami Naman sa banda dito ayan. Tay Kami Naman dito sa taas, okay? Itong form na to ang kailangan yung pirmahan. Nothing else. Nothing else. Pagka meron kayong nakitang nagpapapirma at hindi ganito yung gamit na signature form, hindi po natin yan mabibilang. Okay? Hindi po natin yan mabibilang. So yun, ang Tay Kami Naman is not asking for any money. Okay? It's not asking for donation. Lahat po na nagpapapirma ng Tay Kami Naman are volunteers, Duterte supporters all over the world. Okay? At ang information po na hinihingi po dito ay ang inyong pangalan, address, uri ng ID na gagamitin ninyo, ID number and signature. Okay? Yun lang po ang information na hinihingi po dyan. Okay? Yun lang po ang information na hinihingi dyan. Yung address po, hindi nyo po kailangang ibigay ang inyong full address. Okay? Contrary dun sa nagpapakalat na dapat complete and full address ang ilalagay, hindi po. Ang kailangan lang po namin ay ang ID na gagamitin ninyo at ang ID number ninyo. Bakit po iyan kailangan? Kailangan po yan dahil po, kailangan po natin na lahat ng mga pumipirma ay verifiable, okay? Kaso kung hindi naman kasi tayo lahat sikat eh. Hindi naman tayo lahat ay 'di ba? Hindi naman tayong lahat ay sikat, hindi naman tayo lahat ay kilala ng Supreme Court. So ang punto nga po natin, kaya natin ginagawa ito ay gusto nating ipakita sa buong mundo na ang support kay PRRD ay authentic. Okay? And because this is a letter petition that we are going to attach to the Supreme Court, okay? This is going to be a petition and the signature are going to be an annex to that petition, okay? Kailangan talaga natin na maging verifiable ang mga participants. Ayan. Teka, punta ako dito sa punta ako dito sa Supreme Court page. Para dun sa mga kupal. Teka lang ha. Teka. Wait. May papakita ko sa inyo. Ito, this is coming from the Supreme Court website, This is coming from the Supreme Court website. Ayan, okay. Nakita niyo naman yan, di ba? GR number, blah, blah, blah. And nakita niyo yung, this is coming from the website of the Supreme Court. Hindi kasi nakikita yung hindi nakikita yung link. Okay? Pero ilalagay ko sa comment section. Ayan, para makita ninyo yung... Okay, so this is the petition submitted to the Supreme Court. Okay? This is a petition submitted to the Supreme Court. And, ayan, si Floro Casas, okay? So, punta tayo sa page 84. Ayan. So, si Floro Casas, di ba yung nagpetisyon? Okay? Ayan. So, nakalagay yung kanyang LTO, yung kanyang license number. Ayan o, GO1090011423. So, yung mga nagsasabing hindi required, ano to? Ano yan? Oo, sasabi, eto nasa publish to ha. Publish to sa Supreme Court website. I put the link in the comment section. Ayan. Yung sa mga galit na galit. Kaya nga sabi sa inyo, hindi naman kayo pinipilit eh. Yung mga yung mga magsasign dyan, hindi kayo pinipilit. Yung mga gusto lang. Ngayon kung ayaw ninyo dahil natatakot kayo, dahil feeling nyo hindi required or whatever, ganyan-ganyan. 'Di ba? Yung iba dyan, nagpipilit na, ano, na hindi raw naman kami kumonsulta sa abogado. Yung mga gatang ina nyo, marunong pa kayo sa amin. 'Di ba? So yung mga nagpipilit na ganyan. So anyway, we had our consultation ano with our lawyers on this. So yun. Miss Joey, sa Japan din daw may signature campaign sila para sa release ni Tatay. If ever sa Japan, sa government of Japan sila magpapadala ng mga signature, sabi ni Boss Dado, why not? 'Di ba? Go! Anything that will help the release of PRRD from the Hague. Go! Kahit anong effort yan, 'di ba? Dapat wini-welcome natin. Ayun. Yung iba naman takot magpirma kasi baka di daw sila makatanggap ng ayuda. Wala tayong magagawa dyan. Ngayon, yung iba pipirma, walang duda kasi gusto nilang ipaglaban si PRRD. Diba? Ngayon, kung kunwari, marami silang reservation ng pagpirma nila, wala tayong magagawa dun. Diba? Wala tayong magagawa dun. Kasi sa totoo lang, yung iba, very willing talaga silang sumuport. Kasi nakikita nga nila yung importance ng action. And, you know, we have a lot of signatures to, to obtain. Ang gusto namin at ang hinahanap namin ay yung mga tao na naniniwala dito sa pinaglalaban natin. And, di ba, kung kunwari, ayaw nila, di wag. Di ba? Di ba sila pinipilit eh? Wala mo pinipilit dito. Di ba? Okay? Miss Joey, gusto ko rin gawin dito sa Qatar. Wait ko lang na magka-off, sabi ni June Sumailo. Maraming salamat po. Ayan, may time pa po kayo for January. May time pa po kayo. Miss Joey, asa na yun? Hi, Prada Lucho. Buti naman at nag-live ka na sa gabi. Oo. Ayan, okay. So yun well, first that I want us to talk about ngayong gabi ay ngayong gabi pag-usapan natin itong yung 2026 national budget. Dahil naaprubahan na ratify na yung budget yung 2026 national budget, and it is transmitted to the office of the president already. Joey, tawa ako ng tawa kay Maharlika versus Pebbles, pinost ni Kwentong Barangay. Oh, nakakatawa. Diyos me, yaman mo sila. Yaman mo sila. I know this time will come. So let them. Ayan. Nagbabangayan na si Maharlika at Pebbles. Yaman mo sila. They deserve each other. Kala ko magkakampi sila. Well, baka siguro nagkalamangan na sa pera. O di ba, di kaya mas malaki yung bayad dun sa isa, na kaya niya nang tablahin yung isa, ganyan. Ayun. Kasi nga itong si Maharlika, kupal, di ba? Parang feeling ko na offend yata tong si Pebbles kasi si Maharlika, pinost niya yung mga sinend niya kay Pebbles na pera. Kasi kaya naman naging magkaibigan yung dalawa na yan kasi nga, ito si Pebbles palahingi ng pera. Tapos itong si Maharlika, pinakadala naman niya ng pera tong si Pebbles. Kasi yan yung time na malakas pa mag-solicit si Maharlika eh. Yan yung time na sa lakas pa siguro marami pa siyang pera noon, ganyan. So, para may utang na loob sa kanya si Pebbles, ganyan, pinapadala niya ng pera. Ayan. Kaso pinablish ni Maharlika na pinapadala niya ng pera si Pebbles. Si Pebbles, kahit naman kahit naman nagdarahop sa hirap yun, may pride. Parang na-offend yata siya doon na ginanon siya ni Maharlika. So sabi parang, ayun, kaya hindi na rin sila naging okay. Ayan. Susme, nakalagay naman sa provision sa rules of court na lagi yung word na verified sa mga petition. Kasi sila Sen Batong at PRRD may naka-attach sa mismong copy ng IDs na pinablish sa complaint nila, sabi ni Pinay Fighter. Miss Joey, nabasa mo ba yung last post ni Kong Liviste tungkol kay Vince Dizon? Meron pala siyang flood control nung nasa BCDA pa siya. Ay talaga? Talaga ba? Sige, puntahan natin mamaya yan si Kong Liviste. Puntahan natin siya ng bonggang-bongga. But the national budget has been ratified and transmitted to the Office of the President today. And sa Senate, ang mga bumoto against the 2026 national budget ay si Senator Marcoleta, Senator Amy Marcos, Senator Bongo, Senator Padilla, and Senator Rodante Marcoleta. Limang senador ang nag-vote against the budget. Rizzo Ontiveros, who traditionally bilang part ng oposisyon ay hindi bumoboto in favor of the budget, bumoto. Okay? Sa House of Representatives, I think yung makabayad block, no? Kasi traditionally, di naman talaga bumoboto yan in favor of the budget eh. Kasi nga opposition daw sila, ganyan. But ang confirm ko na hindi nagboto sa in favor of the 2026 national budget are Leila de Lima and Gabriela, party list. Sila Sara Ilago. Ayan. Tapos, of course, Congressman Ungab and Congressman Paulo Duterte also voted no. Ayan. Hindi ko alam yung kung si Attorney Harold, si Kong Harold at saka si Kong Omar Duterte also voted against the national budget, ano. But I reckon they would also not vote for the budget. So nag-yes yung ibang minority sa Senado, it looks like it. Loren Legarda voted, hindi naman siya part ng minority, pero si Loren Legarda vote yes but with reservations. Ayun. So yon, okay? I would just like to dun sa mga nag-no, mga prominent individuals na nag-no, let us read their statement. Let's talk about let's read their statements kung bakit sila hindi nag-boto ng yes. Ayan, katulad ni Kong Sid Ungab. Ayan, okay. So ito yung statement ni Kong Ungab. Ito yung reasons niya kung bakit hindi siya nag-vote ng yes sa budget. Ayan. Explanation on negative vote on the ratification of the BICAM report for fiscal year 2026 General Appropriations Bill. Dear Speaker D, I vote no on the approval and ratification of the Bicameral Conference Committee report on the fiscal year 2026 national budget for the following reasons. Okay. First, the BICAM committee is purely legislative exercise between the House and the Senate. However, the BICAM allowed the intervention of the executive branch, particularly the Secretary of DPWH, si Vince Dizon. While there was an admission of errors on the computation of the construction materials price data, the revised matrix was never projected or presented during deliberations. Hence, there is no assurance that the recomputed list of projects is accurate or that the totals correctly foot. What happens if errors are discovered again later on? Ayan. So yung kung matatandaan ninyo, di ba kinwestiyon ni Senator Amy Marcos yan? Na sino ka? Anong ginagawa mo dito? Ayan. I'm sorry, Vince Dizon, but you are not an engineer. Di ba na ganun-ganun sila nun? Ayan, okay. Ano nga to? Ayan. Okay. Ayun. Furthermore, the BICAM assures the public that the 2026 DPWH budget is now insulated from corruption. That remains to be seen. Only actual program implementation will confirm whether transparency and accountability are achieved. It should also be noted that certain agencies such as the National Irrigation Administration and the Department of Transportation were still permitted to introduce additional budget requests during BICAM. Despite reservation from some members of such late-stage insertion should be prohibited beyond the National Expenditure Program level or at most at the plenary stage due to unforeseen circumstances. Kong Ungab is taking the position na wala na dapat insertion, wala na dapat dagdag bawas sa budget. Wala na dapat dagdag sa budget kapag ka nasa BICAM na. At dapat, kung ano lang ang pupwede, yung NEP level, kung meron mang madadagdag dyan, NEP level, ano lang, kung ano lang yung nandun sa NEP. Yung siguro tinanggal during the plenary, ganyan-ganyan. So, pagdating sa BICAM, kung meron ka ibabalik dyan, dapat yung nag-a-appear sa NEP. It should not be something that is alien to the NEP. And I agree with that, Agree ako dyan sa sinasabi ni Kong Ungab na yan. Ayan, okay? Second, despite repeated calls to cut allocation for foreign-assisted project, despite repeated calls not to cut allocation for the foreign-assisted projects, the BICAM nonetheless approved substantial reduction, particularly in the budgets of the DPWH and Based on the third reading copy of the Senate version, the DPWH foreign assisted project budget was slashed from the revised level of 70 billion to only 17 billion. Roughly 25% of the original amount, representing a drastic reduction of 52.3 billion from the NEP level of 100 billion. This means a total cut of 82.3 billion overall. So ang natirang budget na lang for the foreign assisted projects is 17.7 billion. And nangyari, yung malaking cut, yung 70 billion, after noong BICAM deliberation. Original na budget for the foreign assisted project is 100 billion. Yun yung nakalagay sa NEP. Until it is further reduction during the deliberation and ultimately after ng BICAM. Ayan. Sorry, not BICAM, third reading. Ayan. Okay? Similarly, major transport projects under the DOTR suffered deep reduction. The Metro Manila Subway project, originally budgeted at 45.3 billion, was cut by 24.9 billion, 55.1, leaving only 20.4 billion. Okay? The North-South Commuter Railway System, which has a NEP allocation of 76 billion, was reduced to 47.3 billion, leaving a balance of 28.8 billion. These massive cuts will inevitably delay strategic infrastructure projects critical to national economic recovery and urban mobility. So what does that mean? Ibig sabihin, we cannot expect completion of the projects ng mga mass transportation system natin. Ayan. And I don't know why, ano? Bakit hindi nila priority ito? Ayan. Okay? And again, no, yung dito sa yung foreign assisted project, ito yung nirereklamo na rin. Consistency ko ang ungab dito eh. Yung sinasabi niya na, ang problem kasi, pagka foreign assisted project, pagkatapos hindi mo pinupondohan, itong mga foreign assisted projects na to, more or less, nag-agree na yung ano dyan eh, nag-agree na yung country na mag-e-extend sa atin ng loan eh. So yung counterpart na responsibility na lang yung hinihintay natin dito. And usually, kapag foreign assisted project na, less yung chances, less yung space for corruption. Kasi nga, there is another country who is going to look at those projects. Kasi syempre, pautang nila yun eh. 'Di ba? So, kumbaga sila, maglalagay talaga sila ng mga measures in place in order to ensure na kung magpa-fund sila ng project dito sa Pilipinas, hindi yun makukorrupt. Ang problem dito sa gobyerno na to, ayaw nila ng mga ganyan. Ayaw nila ng mga projects na wala silang cut. Kaya ayaw nila ng foreign assisted projects. Yan naman talaga yan eh. Yan talaga yan. Yan talaga yan. Okay? So ngayon, yung explanation din ni Kong Ungab dito in the past is kapag a foreign assisted project kasi, less yung space for corruption, and at the same time, foreign assisted projects would have extensive feasibility study. So ibig sabihin, itong mga project na to, pinag-aralan, hindi to yung ura-urada lang. So ibig sabihin, itong mga projects na to, these are the projects that are really, really viable. At ito talaga, yung need talaga, yung kailangan talaga ng bansa. Ganon. So, ayaw kasi ng gobyerno ni Bongbong Marcos nang walang kupit. Yan. Okay? Kung siguro umaksyon na agad ng SC dun sa 2025 budget, baka at least may takot na mag-insert ang mga buwaya. Ngayon, brave pa rin sila mag-insert kahit na business na sila ni Kong Ungab. True. Sabi ni Chimi, tama Miss Joey, katulad sa Clark Airport, wala silang makorrupt doon kasi foreign assisted siya. Grabe ang budget 2026, akala ng mga mambabatas natin, tanga ang mga Pinoy. Sobrang kawawa ang future ng mga kabataang Filipino pagpatuloy ang ganyang pagnanakaw sa gobyerno. Totoo. Ayan, okay? Third, the unprogrammed appropriations remain at an alarming 243.4 billion, only slightly lower than the NEP level of 250 billion. While the strengthening assistance of government infrastructure and social programs, SAGIP fund amounting to 80.8 billion was removed, new items were simply inserted or realigned within the unprogrammed funds, unprogrammed appropriations. Notably, 35.7 billion was again added under government counterpart for foreign assisted projects, a repetition of a long-standing practice where program funds under FAPs are stripped and exported to the unprogrammed appropriations. Another 43.2 billion was introduced under payment and personnel benefits. This term may serve as a standby cover for shortfalls in personal services requirements, especially since the miscellaneous personal benefits fund and pension and gratuity funds suffered significant reduction of 34.4 billion and 32.4 billion respectively. This fund shifting undermines budget transparency and creates fiscal uncertainty. Finally, I remain unconvinced that medical assistance to indigent and financially incapacitated patient, or MAIF, will not be abused or politicized despite assurances from the Bicameral Conference Committee. Several issues continued to surround the MAIF beyond the guarantee letter, which remains vulnerable to political influence and interference. The program itself reinforces a fragmented and cumbersome system of medical assistance. Patients are forced to navigate multiple government programs, such as MAIF, the Assistance to Individuals in Crisis Situation, the Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office, each with its own offices, forms and requirements, all demanding proof that patients are destitute and incapable of paying their medicines and hospital bills. Bakit hindi nila ilagay sa malasakit center? Meron namang malasakit center. Diba? Tas ipadaan nila lahat sa malasakit center para hindi na pumipila ang mga tao sa politiko. The MAIF as a discretionary fund lacks clear rules, accountability mechanism, and transparency standard that define eligibility, benefit levels, or covered services. The absence of structure makes oversight difficult and inequities inevitable, unlike the clearly established benefits under PhilHealth. For these reasons, the MAIF should eventually be phased out, with its funds redirected either to PhilHealth or directly to national and local government hospitals under Department of Health as implementing agency. With the universal health care law and PhilHealth steadily expanding coverage and efficiency, patients should no longer be burdened with bureaucratic processes when seeking treatment. They should be able to go to hospital, focus on recovery, and rely on PhilHealth and UHC for financial protection. The funds now channeled to MAIF would be better utilized if allocated directly to PhilHealth or hospitals. I remember that Malasakit Center, ang nag-i-implement na Malasakit Center, DOH di ba? So yung mga hospitals, meron silang malasakit desk. Doon sa desk na yun, doon lahat na nangangailangan ng medical assistance lalapit. So they don't have to go through the offices of politician, sa PCSO, yung hindi nila kailangan pumunta, doon na lang. So bakit hindi nila i-channel yung pagpupondo dyan? Diba? Ba't kailangan pang mag-MAIF? And yeah, tama si Kong Unga, ba't hindi mo ibigay sa DOH yan? Para sila na magbibigay. Total sila rin naman yung lalapitan kasi sila rin yung nag-i-implement na malasakit if I remember it correctly. For 2026, however, the Bicameral Conference Committee increased proposed MAIF funding from the House General Appropriations Bill level of 49.16 billion to 51.6 billion, which represents a 113% or 24.4 billion increase from the NEP level of 24.2 billion. Biruin nyo, ang NEP, ang hinihingi lang ng NEP para sa MAIF is 24.2 billion. Ang inapprove ng Kongreso, 51.6. Tang-ina, di ba? Bakit? So, ibibigay nyo ba yun sa mga agencies o ibibigay nyo yun sa mga sarili-sarili ninyo? Yung mga ganitong klase ng amendments from the NEP, I don't think it should be acceptable. Pinopropose ng executive, 24.2 billion lang, tapos ang ibibigay nyo, 51.6. Paano ini-implement nung nag-request ng agency? Diba? Paano nila i-implement yan? Hindi naman nila sinama sa program yan. So, yung mga ganito, on its face, questionable to. Kanino mapupunta yung pera? Di malamang doon sa naglagay. Diba? So anyway, those were the point of contention of Kong Ungab. Pork barrel yung excess sa NEP. Sabi ni Fernando Guerrero, agree! Diba? So, ang to summarize, ang sinasabi ni Kong Ungab dito, yung Bicameral Conference Committee, yung first niya na reason kung bakit siya nag-disagree is first, okay, yung DPWH nang alam. Ang dami yung pinagdadagdag na insertion na wala naman sa, too late in the game na kayo, nagdagdag ng mga insertion. Diba? Yung NIA, DOTR, ang dami pang pinag-e-insert, nasa BICAM levels na tayo. 'Di ba? Hindi nakatanggap-tanggap yung mga pinagsisingit niyo na budget during the BICAM. Okay? Second, sabi ni Kong Ungab, yung sa foreign assisted project, 25% lang yung tinira ninyo mula dun sa original na 100 billion na request sa NEP 'Di ba? Okay? Third, yung unprogrammed funds. It remains unquestionable dahil nga yung mga importanteng project pinaglalagay niyo sa unprogrammed funds. Pagkatapos, alam niyo kasi yung unprogrammed funds nagiging way to circumvent the projects, the budget Tapos, ito yung payment of personnel benefits nilagay sa unprogrammed funds. Weird to. Hindi ba dapat automatic appropriation yan? Ay, no, pati yung, especially since the miscellaneous benefits fund and personal gratuity fund, sa mga sundalo yan Ba't ba ilalagay sa unprogrammed? So, ibig sabihin yung pera na dapat ma-receive ng mga tao, hindi tayo sigurado kung makukuha nila o hindi. Kasi nasa unprogrammed funds Nasa unprogrammed allocation remember, ang unprogrammed allocation, before mo ma-release yan, dapat ma-meet mo yung mga certain requirements. Like for example, there should be a budget surplus. 'Di ba? Ayan. So that's the third one. And then the fourth one, sabi ni Kong Ungab, is yung MAIF. Ayan. Yung MAIF. Nagdagdag kayo ng bonggang-bongga sa MAIF. Dinoble ninyo, mga putang ina nyo. Pinork barrel nyo ang MAIF, mga putang ina nyo. Okay? Ayan. Okay? So that is Kong Ungab sa position, no? Kung bakit hindi siya nag-sign sa national budget. Si Kong Pulong Duterte, of course, hindi rin siya pumirma, nag-no din siya, at ito ang kanyang sinabi. Okay? Okay? Sabi ni Kong Pulong, I voted no on the fiscal year 2026 General Appropriations Bill because I cannot, in good conscience, support the budget riddled with unanswered questions, uneven allocation, and questionable insertions. The mastermind behind the corruption of the 2025 budget has not even been jailed yet. Yet here we are again with a new budget in 2026 ready to be plundered. This is not reform. This is repetition. I really like the tone of Kong Pulong here. A national budget should serve the people, not reward impunity. Transparency must come before approval, not after public outrage. How can we restore the people's trust if we repeat the same circus that was done in the last 2025 budget? Ganun na lang ba kababa ang tingin natin sa pag-unawa ng mga Pilipino? Wala na ba tayong kabusugan? Kung hindi kayo marunong mahiya, sana naman marunong tayong maawa sa taong bayan. Until accountability is real and the process is clean, I will not legitimize a system that treats public funds as an open jar. As the saying goes, this jar would be filled with cookies, but no one in this house has any self-control. My vote is not against development. It is for transparency, fairness, and responsibility. Ayan. Let's also go to Kong Rodante Marcoleta. He also voted no. Ayan. Okay? This is the statement of Kong Marcoleta. Ay, bakit hindi lumalabas yung ano niya? Okay. Ayan. My no vote is anchored on concrete audit findings, fiscal patterns, and policy distortions surrounding various financial assistance programs or AYUDA. So si Kong Marcoleta, ang kanyang ang problem niya is yung sa AYUDA. Yung number 4 ni Kong Ungab. From the start, I have repeatedly expressed my position on the proliferation of AYUDA programs. No matter how noble our intentions are, Mr. President, the outcomes fall short of what we envision. After years of pouring billions into short-term assistance, the hard truth remains. The lives of our people are not improving. Worse, the number of Filipino families who consider themselves poor continue to rise. The data are unmistakable, Mr. President. The September 2025 Social Weather Station survey revealed that 50% or at least 14.2 million Filipino families consider themselves poor. 1% higher than the 49% previously recorded just 3 months earlier. In 2024, the annual average for self-rated poor families stood at 57%, while in both 2023 and 2022, the average was 48%. Even more alarming, as of November 5, 2025, about 22 Filipino families experienced voluntary hunger, going hungry without nothing to eat at least once in the past 3 months, the highest level recorded since 1998 outside the pandemic. These are lived realities, and they beg the question, if ayuda is working, why do Filipinos continue to be hungry and poor today? AIX, MAIF, tupad. Samot-sari na ang naimbentong dagdag sa listahan ng mga ayuda. Iba't ibang termino na rin ang nagamit, ngunit patuloy lamang itong naaabuso at nagagamit pampolitika. At hindi ito haka-haka lamang. Ang Commission on Audit na mismo ang nagsabi. Noong 2024 COA Audit Report, binatikos ang 4.157 milyong AIX disbursement, milyong o bilyon, na inalabas kahit kulang ang mga dokumento. Ilang DSWD field offices din ang nagulat na mababang utilization rates, non-compliance sa payment schedule at weak validation ng mga beneficiaries, creating serious risk of overestimating targets and improperly screened recipients. COA further reported a duplication between AIX and ACAP following multiple availment by the same beneficiaries, assistance granted to above minimum wage earners and college students, repeated assistance within short periods from different offices, and non-implementation of 168 out of 288 prior audit recommendations. Yet here we are again. Bicameral Conference Committee has fished off a greater budget for ayuda programs, including an additional 4.8 billion for AIX, bringing the total to 63.9 billion, a total of 22.44 billion for Tupad. After Senate had deliberately reduced it to 13 billion on third reading from the House proposal of 21.3 billion. The revival of MAIP at 51.6 billion, despite the Senate's earlier attempt to shift zero balance billing to curb politically mediated medical assistance and push genuine universal health care reform, and the insertion of 10 billion for presidential assistance to farmer and fisher folk, despite its deliberate removal under Senate committee report. These 4 ayuda programs alone, now totaling 147.9 billion, are just among the many other discretionary assistance program. Ayan, okay. So yung kay Kong Marcoleta, ang kino-question niya is yung entire ayuda program, yung 147.9 billion ayuda. Si Kong Ungab, MAIF yung pino-point out niya. MAIF lang. Pero yung kay Kong Marcoleta, the entire ayuda program. The same pattern emerges in the restoration of unprogrammed appropriations. After initial assurances that these standby funds would be scaled back, the bicameral committee reversed its course and restored unprogrammed appropriations to 243 billion, even higher than the House-approved level and far above Senate's reduced version of 174.55 billion. This is recklessness. But I stand my ground for the conviction against the chance of possible abuses of the budget. Despite all protective measure instilled in this budget, there is the ever-present danger of loopholes in the wordings that may be exploited. An uncomfortable reminder that safeguards on paper do not always prevent abuse in practice. Matuto na tayo sa mga multo ng kahapon. Huwag na natin bigyan ng pagkakataon na maulit ang mga anomalyang hanggang ngayon ay hindi pa napapanagutan at nagdulot ng puot sa ating mga puso. Ayan. Robin Padilla, I'm not sure kung nag-issue siya ng statement, Senator Robin Padilla. But Senator Robin Padilla also disagreed doon sa 2026 budget. Tingnan lang natin, Ayan. Sabi ni Senator Robin, ako po ay bumoto ng no sa 2026 budget sa mga kadahilan ng batid na ng taong bayan. Bagamat ako ay no, lantaran ang aking pagbibigay galang, paghingi ng paumanhin at pakiraan kay Senator Sherwin Gatchalian bilang isang tagapangulo ng Komite ng Finance. Ang pagpupugay ko ay nasa kanya bilang isang pinakamahigpit, pinakamagaling, pinakamaingat na kumatawan sa Senado sa usapin ng 2026 budget. Isang matikas na pagsaludo sa iyo, Senator Win. The guy deserves our praise and admiration. Okay, so wait lang ha. So basically nag-thank you lang pala siya kay Senator Win doon. But perhaps ito yung kanyang
Tuloy tayong
ito yung kanyang statement. Ayan, wait lang.